a good customer experience. On Amazon, what exactly does that mean? Well, that means that you need to have a great product page that once a customer lands on that product page, they will end up purchasing. So let's talk about it. Hello and welcome back to the channel. But if this is your first time watching a video on this channel, hi, my name is Crystal and I'm the founder of Amazon Sellers Society and Sellers Society. We are a certified Amazon service provider and we work with sellers just like you on Amazon in the Middle East. So if you're looking to launch or to grow your business on Amazon in the Middle East, then talk to us. We're ready to help you and support you. Reach out to the team, book a call. All of our details and information are in the description box of this video. Now, I started talking about listing optimization and fixing your product page probably when we first started the channel. So this is a very, very important concept for you to identify, specifically if you are just about to start selling or if you are currently selling, because this might mean that your product, by this I mean if you don't do it correctly, it might mean that your product might not succeed. So with that being said, let's bust some myths, because it's important to understand that lots of things change and they change very quickly on Amazon. It's such a rapid-paced business that you need to make sure that the information that you have is current and it's new, because some of the information that you might be learning from courses or from videos might be old, and we want to make sure that you're up to date with the information. Look, I'm going to dive into data. So if you hate data, you might want to skip a little bit, a small part of this video. But it's very important to validate that Amazon customers, if we look at data, I'm going to be showing you what's happening on SimilarWeb on the screen as an example. So you'll notice that customers do not spend a very long time on Amazon. They actually spend a few minutes, which translates into sometimes 1 minute or even less on a product page. So hence why a product page needs to be extremely optimized and needs to provide all of the information for a customer as fast as possible, so that a customer just continues and ends up purchasing and doesn't get bored. It's also very important to understand that 50 to 60% data differs of customers actually end up purchasing products via the mobile app or on their phone, which basically means your listing also needs to take that into consideration, because on a mobile phone, lots of information might be very annoying, whereas maybe on a laptop screen or on a big computer screen, it's not that annoying. But since the majority of people use their mobile phone, it's also important to think about those factors. So let's get started with myth number 1. You only need to sell the product on Amazon and everything will be fine. So a lot of people think, yeah, I'll just buy a product from Alibaba, I'll put it on Amazon and it just sells itself because Amazon is this great platform. Yes, Amazon is this great platform, but however, long gone are the days where you can just put any product and it's going to sell, because customers have a lot of options nowadays and they can buy from a lot of different places. So if we don't provide them the right information to convince them to purchase, which you owe it to yourself as a business owner, since you're doing you're working so hard on this, then there's no way that this can work. So what we need to do is make sure that we put a lot of effort into the creatives, and by creatives, I mean images. We're going to talk about it, so that you can end up explaining to the customer, your whole listing page, in fact, you can end up explaining to the customer exactly what they are about to get. Before I dive deeper into the information related to your product page, make sure that you check out Sellers Society VIP, which we recently launched. It is our private school community, free for anyone to join, where we discuss these types of topics, and we do free monthly webinar and Q&A sessions to respond to your questions, and masterclasses to talk about a lot of different details. You'll find also the details in the description box of this video. Let's break down a listing or a product page on Amazon. First, you've got the images, then you've got the title, then you've got the bullet points, and then finally you've got the product description. If you are a brand that is registered on Amazon, instead of the product description, this is where you want to add images. But for this video's sake, I'm just gonna say you are a regular new seller. What would you be able to do? Let's get started with the title. The title certainly needs to be SEO optimized, but you shouldn't be shoving keywords into it where if somebody reads the title, they think they're reading just a bunch of words. It does need to explain to the customer what they are about to get, and you need to ensure that you've got the right length of title. But moving on, the thing that I really want to focus on are the bullet points. So bullet points are just that. They're supposed to be quick 5 points explaining what the product is. I know, and you know, that people don't want to read a lot of information online. They'd rather see the images, but they also want to get a little bit of a quick idea to confirm what they're about to purchase. So bullet points should be just that. I would highly suggest that you don't add more than 200 characters into the bullet point. Making it very, very, very long can be very annoying for somebody to read. People are going to just be scanning through it. And the next thing is you just need to ensure that you're providing valuable information that is also in your product images. What's the difference between bullet points and number 3? Product description. Product description is more or less a longer paragraph, which should be about 1,000 characters, and it should contain the same information but in a longer format. A lot of times brands or new sellers can try to explain a little bit more about their brand in the product description so that it can be a little bit different than the bullet points, which just have quick information about the product. Now, it's also important to understand that Amazon no longer accepts us to use any emojis, and I don't think you should be using emojis neither in the bullet points nor in the product description. And in the product description as well, you are no longer able to use HTML in a sense where you use HTML to create bullet points, to bold certain words, to underline certain words, to create certain things like that. You can only use HTML in order to do a break line, which I highly recommend, which makes it look like an actual paragraph rather than a bunch of words. And finally, let's talk about the images. Images are the most important asset. According to data, 7 customers out of 10 purchase a product only by looking at the images. That's how important images are. And one of the mistakes that a lot of sellers make is that they don't put a lot of effort into the images, thinking that they'll just put the images, and if the product does well, then they will invest further in the images. And that's not going to work, because if you don't give good information to the customer will not feel confident and will not end up purchasing the product. So putting a lot of effort into your images is very important, and it's very important to create images that target your ideal customer. So who is your customer avatar? Is it a male or a female? Why are they purchasing the product? How are they going to be using the product? All of this information is very valuable, because then you can put that information into the images. Keep the images simple, but also you need to add information, since most customers don't end up reading the text. So you need to add valuable key insights and unique selling points into the images. You don't want customers to try to figure out on their own what's unique about the product. You need to put it right there in front of them. This was a quick recap just to talk a little bit about listings. I hope you found this video valuable. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, leave me a thumbs up, and leave me your comments and questions in the comment section below. And as always, I'll see you in another video with more information. Bye.